Club Genius. It's the swingin'est place in town. Club Genius. Your IQ will come around from green to brown, from up to down, from Stalingrad to Vegas. Hey, open up them pearly gates for Club Genius. Look out! Hey, 7 pillars of Club Genius. When I hear the word culture, I reach for my TV guide. I reach for my TV. I reach for Club Genius. The only place to be. Hey, Club Genius. The only show to see. Mary had a little lamb. Louisiana had food stamp fraud. And you've got Club Genius. No cattle mutilations here. Club Genius. Advance to the rear at Club Genius. Club Genius. Club Genius.
Welcome to Club Genius, starring Rudy Cheeks. Rudy's guests tonight are film starlet Tay-o, author and bad film expert Les Daniels, Rubber Rodeo, songwriter Larry Brusic, B.A., and a film report by Ajax Bazuzian. And now, here's the star of Club Genius, Rudy Cheeks.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, we're a little bit late getting on the air tonight, and I guess an explanation is in order. Myself and Benjamin Dewey, our technical coordinator, who used to be called Ben Dewey, but now he's changed his name to Benjamin Dewey. I found that out when I called his tape machine at home, and it said Benjamin Dewey. Anyway, Benjamin Dewey and I were driving in our car, in his car actually, through Providence to get here, and we inadvertently, I guess, went through a red light. Now, a policeman stopped us, and it looked like we were going to get a ticket. They're going at like $25 now. Looked like we were in deep trouble. But what actually happened was I had this record album. Let's see if we can get a close-up shot of that. This record album on my lap when he stopped us, and no problem at all. The cops they still respect Jack Webb, and so he let us go with a warning, and I'd like to personally thank right here Jack Webb. It's this beautiful record album here. It says on the back, there's liner notes, by the way, but from Jim Bishop, and it says, Jack Webb talks this album. He doesn't sing it, he talks it. And he talks it because he yearns to be a part of the world of music, and he has nothing else to contribute. It's the kind of guy that Jack Webb is. Now, I know a lot of you people out there have been watching the news, reading about it in the newspaper. You're probably concerned about Beirut, probably concerned about what's going on in Poland, economic problems here in our country. There's something that concerns me. I just happened to see this in the paper the other day, and this is, I think, is a lot more critical problem than people are giving it any credence to. Hitler's seen alive in the United States. This is a very interesting paper, the National Examiner, America's fastest growing weekly. Inside here, of course you can't see this, but I don't care. Hitler's fiendish plot. It's got a picture of Hitler, now 93 years old, still causing lots of problems. He was in Florida, apparently. And it's really funny, like he's not trying to hide the fact that he's Hitler at all. Still got the mustache there, according to the drawing in here. And, gee, he's riding around on boats with swastikas on him. The man's a lot of trouble. Hitler. Enough for Hitler, okay. Well, anyway, we've got an exciting show, as Pam Tracy, our announcer, told you. We have Tay-o, a great film starlet, a new film starlet, and a lot of people probably haven't seen her. She's been in a few films. She's going to be starring in her first film, and she's brought a clip of that.
Rubber Rodeo.
Les Daniels, a close personal friend of mine, although about this time he's probably doesn't want to acknowledge that fact. And, of course, Dr. Joanna. Oh, she's not a doctor, is she? She could be any minute. On this show, everyone's a doctor. On this show, your IQ jumps immeasurably every time you tune in, of course. So we've got Dr. Joanna Riviera, who is a hardcore feminist. So we're going to go to a commercial right now, I guess, and we'll be right back in just a couple seconds, right? With Club Genius, of course.
Then left, up, then right, up, down, up, down, up.
We're back. Thank you. We're back. Thank you. We're back, and we're back here with our first guest, film starlet, Tay-o. Tay-o, great to have you here. Terrific to have you here, Tay-o.
Oh, thanks, Rudy.
Been wanting to have you on for a long time, if you know what I mean. And I understand this is your first starring role, this film that we're going to...
Yes, I'm just so excited about it. I just can't believe it. It's really fantastic. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
It's like an art film, I understand, right?
Very arty, very arty.
It's European type style, right?
Yeah,
ooh,
yeah.
That's my cigar.
Oh, watch out.
I don't want to burn anyway. You've been in a few other films. I'm sure that some of the people have seen. They've been very popular films, right? And which could you name some of those films?
Well, I was in Endless Love.
Endless Love. That was the film with Brooke Shields and Christopher Atkins, right?
That's right. Yeah.
That's right. And what did you play in that film?
Well, I was a background crazy, just a background.
In which scene is that?
It's in a crazy house, and you're in the background. But you know that's very important to be in the background.
I understand it. They have to have backgrounds. I mean, if they're going to have two main characters.
I mean, of course, it was very important. I had to run my finger along the wall and everything.
That's terrific. So you're on for a good...
It was really exciting.
You're probably on for a good 20, 30 seconds, right?
Well, at least. Maybe 10 seconds. I'm not sure.
But it was a pretty memorable screen debut.
Oh, yeah. It was so exciting for me.
Now, you were what other film were you in, Tay-o? I know you were...
I was in Wrong is Right.
Wrong is Right.
With Sean Connery.
Right, right. What were you doing in that film?
I was in a crowd scene, and I got pushed around a lot.
Really? And you just kind of walking by on the street?
Oh, yeah. There were hundreds of people just pushing and pushing and pushing, and I was one of those hundreds.
Right, and I'm sure you must have just like stuck out like a sore thumb, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What a sore thumb, Tay-o. Well, Tay-o, we have. Tay-o has a wonderful time everywhere she goes.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Well, Tay-o, let's continue with some fun. You brought a
Okay.
clip from your film, right?
Yes.
And what are we going to see here?
Well, you're going to see me and a friend of mine.
Right, who is also in the film.
Who's also in the film, and he's a very important up-and-coming actor also.
Okay, we won't ask his name because he's here and probably embarrass him to tears. But this is, I guess we can run to this film right now. It's My Dinner with Tay-o, a new film starring Tay-o. Let's take a look at that clip.
Fact is, we may be manufacturing reality. I really see a lot of sense in the existential point of view, but even if we have built a system of rational thought and action based on our truly limited knowledge of the universe, we have to have some happiness, even though it's half-baked and shallow. See, our actions have their own kind of sense, sometimes connected with our rationalization processes and other times in a sensory response. Sort of like a storm window slamming down on a man's
thought and action. That's so exciting. Especially the action.
You know, I really do think action is important. I mean, especially swimming. And what if I didn't have this swimming pool? I couldn't go around all day long and swim and have fun and everything. I mean, some people don't even have a swimming pool. Hell, I've got it all. I've got a Porsche, I've got diamonds, I've got everything. And God, I met Wayne Newton the other day. I mean, this is the life I want to live. Don't you understand?
I don't want me a poor young mechanic. Not as long as there's a millionaire named Mac. Little girls go to heaven, but smart little girls go to Bergdorf's, to Bonwitz, to Bullocks, to Magnums and Saks. Now when the rent's due, I don't start to panic, 'cause I've got a landlord I'm taught to relax. Now little girls go to heaven, but smart little girls go to Bergdorf's, to Bonwitz, to Bullocks, to Magnums and Saks. Hi-ho, I don't care what I owe. It's clear if I know, as long as I can draw a crowd with what I've been endowed with. If my means a bit to get back, you get more from yeses than you do from nays. For good little girls go to analysts, but smart little girls, they go to Paris. I'm to Paris.
That's it. That's the film, huh, Tay-o?
Wasn't it fantastic?
Well, it's certainly an artful film. Okay, well, we've had film starlet Tay-o on here, and it was an exciting film.
Oh, I'm
glad
happy.
to see that. Glad to see that piece of footage, but right now you're getting a bit tedious, so we're going to have to ask you to leave. Ladies and gentlemen, Tay-o, thank you very much, Tay-o. It was great having you here. Hi, Tay-o. On the clipper, that's right. On the clipper, okay. That's good. Okay, thank you very much, Tay-o. That's just astounding, of course. My Dinner with Tay-o. Catch that at your local, whatever. It's unbelievable. Anyway, we have another guest on here. Perhaps we'll be a bit more successful with this next guest. He's a guy that I've known for a number of years. He's a popular author of a number of novels, The Black Castle, The Silver Skull, Citizen Vampire, all on Scribner's. Haven't sent him a check in a while, so that's why he's on this show here. Got a lot of dead time to waste. And he's also just happens to be the movie critic for the Providence Eagle newspaper and specializes in bad films. So let's bring him out right now. Les Daniels, Mr. Les Daniels. Nice guest. Okay, Les, let's just clip yourself in there. And how you doing?
I'm okay.
Fine. I guess we're getting the sound through okay over there, gang. All right, in the booth. Okay, yeah. We just want to make sure we're getting sound. We've had some sound problems in the past.
I like your theme song. Is that out on record yet?
We're negotiating a deal this very
Okay.
moment, right?
Let me know.
Okay, I'll make sure you're the first to know, Les. I think we're going to try to get on the same record. Four Corners Records, the ones that put out the theme to Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Hooray
Sounds
for
good.
Santa Claus. Now, Les, this evening we're going to see some films from one of mine and I'm sure your favorite directors, Edward D. Wood Jr. Can you tell the folks out there a little bit about the films we're about to see, Glen or Glenda and Plan 9 from Outer Space?
Well, Edward D. Wood died in 1978. And previous to this, he made several sensationally bad films. Some people have called him the world's worst director, and one of his films has been called the world's worst film. That's Plan 9 from Outer Space. The first one, Glen or Glenda, his first film, was made, I think, in 1952. It starred Bela Lugosi, who was in most of Wood's films, a very, sick, drug-addicted old man at the time who would only get work with Wood and didn't seem to know what the films were about. But then again, no one could, as you know from reading the scripts or seeing the films.
Right. I do have I have the actual script of Plan 9 from Outer Space in my home, as you well
Yes.
know, which we study at times.
Certainly bears reading. Perhaps you should read it here some night.
Perhaps when this show goes to the abyss that we expect it to, we will start get into reading this the script. But now, something about Ed Wood's, of course, the film Glen or Glenda, which we're going to see the first clip of. Glen or Glenda is it's kind of an autobiographical film, right?
Yes, Wood was apparently a transvestite in real life. In addition to being a Marine who claimed to have stormed a beach while wearing women's underwear, he made his first film about a transvestite in which, under an assumed name, he played the leading role. And I think when we see the footage, we'll see some of him changing from a man into a woman. This is a film narrated by Bela Lugosi, who just is rattling off insane gibberish, which Wood wrote, that makes no sense. It seems to have nothing to do with the film. But every once in a while, Lugosi appears because he was a former name star, and they thought it would make it all look better. It didn't work.
It just didn't work. Well, we're going to see how badly this doesn't work. I'm just going to keep shifting cameras here. We've got 3 cameras tonight, folks. This is a big production this evening. Last week we only had 2 cameras. This week we have 3. Next week maybe 4 or 5. You don't know what's going to happen here on Club Genius. Least of all, I don't know what's going to happen. So let's get on with it. Let's take a look at this, a film clip from Glen or Glenda. This is the dream sequence. Let's take a look at that now. Let's look over here.
Beware. Beware. Beware of the big green dragon that sits on your doorstep. He eats little boys. Puppy ducktails, big fat snails. Beware. Take care. Beware.
as we pointed out, the strange young man who turned into even the stranger-looking woman at the end of the clip there.
That was Wood himself, under the assumed name of Donald Davis, I think it was.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah, and that was, and of course that was another interesting point. That was Wood's wife, right?
True, or his wife at that time. I think there were several. Strangely enough.
I don't understand how a guy like that couldn't keep a happy home together. But this is, of course, astonishing. An astonishing film. You see some of the European film techniques, similar to the My Dinner with Tay-o film we've seen pioneered here by Eddie Wood. So
that was his first feature. After this, he made a film called Bride of the Monster, which unfortunately we don't have any clips of. This seems to be very obscure and hard to get. It was another one starring Lugosi. And there was a trend that developed here because this was a film in which Lugosi was trying to create a race of giant people. And eventually he got caught in his own machine, as they always do. So when they needed a bigger Bela Lugosi, they hired another guy who was clearly not Bela Lugosi to pretend that he was a bigger Bela Lugosi. This paid off for Wood years later when he made Plan 9 from Outer Space, the film that Lugosi died in, not in the script, but he died before it could be completed, and an extra had to be brought in. What was it, his wife's chiropractor?
his wife's chiropractor, I believe, a guy named Tom something or other. I can't keep these names straight, but
so in this film, Plan 9, after Lugosi died, they brought in a guy and had him hold a cloak over his face, like unto this, and he pretended that he was Lugosi, and everyone just ignored it, and it made reasonably good sense. Also in that film, Bride of the Monster, the second one, was Tor Johnson, tremendous Swedish wrestler who weighed about, bald guy, weighed about 400 pounds, couldn't speak English, but was obviously an ideal actor for the Edward Wood troupe. He starred in Bride of the Monster with Lugosi, and then again in Plan 9, which, as you know, is about a bunch of people from outer space who come down to raise dead people out of a cemetery where all the gravestones are cardboard, and they're going to take over the world with these 3 dead people.
well, it's interesting that one of the dead people was dead, which is one of the interesting parts of that. Bela Lugosi, who is now being played by a chiropractor. Very exciting part of that film, of course, is the fact that Tor Johnson, the Swedish wrestler, plays the chief of police in this small California town. Very interesting chief of police who has a little bit of a problem with the English language, as I recall. He says things like, "I be go get flashlight out of patrol car," and just doesn't seem to cut it. I mean, I can see that as a chief of police in Providence or someplace like that, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense in a small town in California, supposedly Hollywood, I guess. Now we have another clip right now, I guess, and this is
from Plan 9.
This is from Plan 9. Unless you want to, this is the aliens, I think.
These are the 2 aliens, Eros and I forget her name. Tana, who are have strange behavior and have an even stranger leader, and they're reporting back to the base from whence their flying saucer emanates to explain their progress to date.
So this is about what we're going to see right now. Let's take a look at that. A clip from Plan 9 from outer space.
What will their next move be?
Your space commander has returned from Earth.
Send him in.
You have your report?
We had to pull in here to Space Station 7 for regeneration. We're returning to the planet Earth immediately thereafter.
What progress has been made?
We contacted government officials. They refuse our existence.
What plan will you follow now?
Plan 9. It's been absolutely impossible to work through these Earth creatures. Their soul is too controlled.
Plan 9. Ah, yes. Plan 9 deals with the resurrection of the dead. Long-distance electrode shot into the pineal and pituitary glands of recent dead. Have you attempted any of this plan as yet?
Yes, Excellency.
How successful has it been?
We have risen 2 so far. We shall be just as successful on more.
The living, they have no suspicion of your movements?
We had to dispose of 1 policeman. However, none of those risen have been seen. At least not by anyone who still remains alive.
It's too bad it must be handled this way. But it must. Those who we take from the grave will lead the way for our other operations.
Yes, Excellency.
Cow, Plan 9 from outer space. Let's hear it for it. Plan 9. from outer space. You notice what I really enjoy is when they're talking to when John Breckinridge, who plays the leader, is speaking to Eero Santana. He's just like just kind of fumbling around looking for the cue card there, sort of like we do here at Club Genius. Right. And some of you people may recognize the voice of Eros, who is the second in charge here of the spaceship. That's Dudley Manlove, who used to be the voice for, I believe, Ivory Soap on the radio. Quite a guy.
You can see a lot of the wonderful production values in that scene where the flying saucer consists entirely of a bunch of curtains hung up. That's the whole flying saucer, except for a desk with a couple of old Space Eaters or something on the top, and that's their set.
Space Eaters radio. Probably one of the shoddiest examples I think I've ever seen of mad scientist stuff there, or outer space.
And his outer space costume, which is apparently some old medieval prop. It has an axe. He has an axe on his chest for no apparent reason, sort of.
I think the real reason is less probably because they had to borrow the outfit from the Knights of the Round Table films, were very popular at that time. This film, why it wasn't popular at the time, I'll never know.
It's certainly popular now, at least at Club Genius.
That's true. Truer words were never spoken, Les Gore. So now Les Daniels, an incredible genius, but unfortunately a guy who, according to my watch, has got to go, if you know what I mean. All right? So where's Les Daniels, ladies and gentlemen.
Where's my check? Don't I get to meet Tay-o?
We'll talk. Pam will take care of your check. She'll take care of that for you. What a guy. Les Daniels. One of my favorite human beings, of course. All right, there he is. Les Daniels. Bad film expert. We'll have him on with a lot more bad films sooner or later. So now, we're going to have a musical portion of the show. Usually, we try to get some live music. This week came up a little short, but as you can see, this whole show comes up a little short. And I'm a little short, too. I'm only about 5'6", in case you people out there are wondering. In the contests at home, I am 5'6" tall, but 6'2" lying down, if you know what I mean. So, let's get on with it. Let's take a look at this, our musical interlude from, what is this? This is like the Peppino Orchestra, I believe this is. Let's take
Cuánto diera por saber tu sufrimiento y aliviar con mis caricias tu penar. Mas prefieres ocultar los sentimientos que tus ojos no pueden ya callar. Déjame penetrar en el misterio de tus ojos para saber qué ocultan con tanta discreción. Quiero apartar de tu camino los abrojos, borrar las sombras de tu desilusión. Quiero implorar tu amor y a tus pies vivir de hinojos para entregarte entero mi amante corazón. Que guardes mi cariño junto con mi canción en este impenetrable misterio de tus ojos.
Whoa, we're back. Whoa. We're not. We're back. Oh, okay. Well, excuse me. Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. That was exciting. The Peppino Orchestra. Thank you very much. The Peppino Orchestra. So far. So much for Peppino. This magazine is unbelievable. I'm telling you, not only do we have this Hitler Seen Alive story here, and Dudley and Susan's bizarre love pack. There is Susan Anton and Dudley Moore. But we've got Best of Celebrity Gossip every week in the National Examiner. Now listen to this. We have great news for all gossip fans. If the tidbits you see on this page aren't juicy enough for you, Rona Barrett will be happy to let you in on some really hot rumors. all you have to do is subscribe to her new newsletter, The Barrett Report, which is specifically designed for Hollywood's top brass. Just send her $52,000 for a year's subscription, and you'll get all that inside stuff you can't find anyplace else, not even in her column. Rona, by the way, is still telling everybody she'll be back on TV soon, but hasn't said where or when. Maybe she's saving that item for her weekly newsletter. Okay, so you folks out there who have $52,000 to spare, and if you do, I would suggest that you buy a little bit of advertising here on Club Genius, because that's probably a much better place to put your money. If you do that, I'll tell you the latest gossip, okay? At least the latest gossip in the Cranston-Johnston area, of course. Cranston, center of the universe. Johnston, the all-gay city. We all know about that. So we'll,
I love you, big dummy. Breathe deep, don't breathe a lie. Love has nobody has love. I love you, big dummy.
I believe we're about ready now for what? We're going to have a commercial. Is that the idea? No, we're not going to have a commercial. Oh, what do I do? Dance? What goes on now, Tom? Hey. It's supposed to be a commercial.
Regulates what goes through the car, right?
Goes through
and
the
how
car.
much gas is fed to the engine?
Yes, that's
Well,
right.
if the car is stalling out, then I'd say that something's wrong with that regulator, and if that's the carburetor. But you've worked on that before.
Oh, wait a minute now. You blaming me for fouling it up?
No, I'm not blaming you.
I know what I'm doing when I work on that car.
If it, what? Kill about 30 minutes? Okay. Well, you know, I want to tell you a very tedious story about my family. You know, when my mom and dad... Did I tell this story last week? Oh, I didn't. Oh, good. I was growing up. My father used to call me down for breakfast every morning. He would be wearing a bathrobe. I wore a bathrobe, usually pajama bottoms, too.
What you're listening to are musicians performing psychedelic music under the influence of a mind-altering chemical called LSD.
We have a brief political message of our own.
Rudy Cheeks cares about this state. He was born here, and he knows the land and the people in a way that only one who cares about Rhode Island can. Rudy Cheeks cares about the environment. He cares about the handicapped. He cares about the family. Rudy Cheeks cares about the threat of nuclear proliferation.
Hi, I'm Rudy Cheeks, and I'm not running for political office or anything. I just thought you might be interested in what I care about. I also care about
washing machines, weird mannequin parts, locusts, the Everly Brothers and what they're doing today.
Rudy Cheeks. He cares about almost everything.
Want to bring Les back? Where's Dan Zamillo? Where's Mr. Boredom? We want him back. Where's Dan Zamillo? Folks, a couple members of the band Rubber Rodeo, Gary Lead and Doug Allen from Rubber Rodeo. Great to have you fellas here. I take it that that's your album. That's it. That's the one. And you fellas just, this just came out, what, about a month ago, huh? A couple weeks ago. And you're on your way to, this is a local band, by the way, a Rhode Island group, and they're on their way to the West Coast, am I right? That's it. And there's the record itself. Let's see what that record actually looks like. Under the cover, there it is. It's black. And it's round. It's round as well. It's round. That's right. And they made it themselves. They're very proud of it. Good work. Oh, just a second. Watch it. And it rolls like a wheel. Okay, kids can have fun at home, too. I'll tell you, these rock and roll bands, they think of everything. You know what I mean? Well, fellas, so you guys are going out to the to Los Angeles, I understand, and you leave what, in a couple weeks? Couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. End of October. That's the date I heard. What do you think? Not really sure, but somebody's taking care of it for you, I take it, right? Okay, fellas. Well, now I understand you have a we have a videotape of one of your songs here. And well, you guys are performing, but it's actually it's a Dolly Parton number entitled Jolene, right? That's it. Okay, well, shall we roll that tape maybe? It is. Rubber Rodeo. Rubber Rodeo's Jolene. The Dolly Parton song, the same name. Actually, it's the same song. It's just that they do it kind of differently from Dolly. Embarrassing tape, fellas, but a great song, and of course, you guys are swell. Now, speaking of embarrassments right now, a moment for religion.
Brothers and sisters, I want to talk about deliverance this evening because God has delivered, and I mean delivered, the new Rubber Rodeo record. Hallelujah.
Amen.
But by the grace of his own gentle hand and the insanity of our manager's billfold, we now can deliver to you a beautiful EP as you've seen here tonight. Now, Rubber Rodeo has touched my heart as I think it has touched yours already. And it'll touch you in a very special place soon. I know it will. And you know, if music is the food of love, then Eat Records is a delightful caterer. Can I hear you say amen?
Amen.
It's a joyful noise unto the Lord. Lord, it's a holy racket. Hallelujah. It's a boogity beat. It's a straight-ahead slap-back groove of love that we so crave. I think you know what I'm talking about. Don't you love it? I know you do. You know, it can kind of cure what ails you. It'll keep the devil away when you're in the shower, and it'll last for up to 8 hours. Can I hear you now say hallelujah? Thank you. It will be delivered to your door, to your GE Home Entertainment Center. It will deliver you from all that ails you. It is a vice that you should not abstain from. I think you know what I mean. Now come on down and get it. A minute. We'll wait for you. Let us pray.
That's it. He needs
And
his
with
father.
the way things are now, we need somebody that's there all the time.
Yeah. Boy, that's a shame.
Well, I don't know. I should call her. I was supposed to call her today, and I didn't.
Now, we have somebody that everybody loved last week. He's coming to you once again through the miracle of videotape and the even bigger miracle of cable TV. And, in fact, it's an incredible miracle this evening. And that is, of course, Ajax Bazougian. So let's roll that tape now. Ajax Bazougian, a further adventure of this top genius.
Bazougian, Ajax, Bazougian, Ajax, Bazougian.
Other morning, I woke up just in time. You know, I fell asleep for a short nap on the library steps. Next thing I know, some handicaps are using me for wheelchair access. But believe me, Ajax, to be serious for a moment, when I say things are tough all over. People from here in the greatest land of plenty don't know how to get along in these times of Reaganomics, economic crisis. Everybody's poor. But for me, tough guy Armenian boy, I know how to squeeze water from a rock, believe me. And I am here now to tell how even with common everyday things from drawers and closets, there are enough for a small banquet. Not a banquet, a banquet, believe me. Lots of things you never guess are high in nutrition. So you can have a real gourmet treat on a shoestring budget. And speaking of shoestring, I'll show you right away what I mean. Here we have a prepared classic hard times casserole of this shoelace linguine. And today we have prepared a special diced sauce, which I will ladle over the linguine. You get a close-up of the diced sauce. It's nothing without it. It's very easy to prepare, too. And a favorite side order during the hard times is the crinkle-cut belt loops. You can get by with the frozen, but you know the fresh is the best. I cannot argue with that. Look at this, tender little babies. And take it from Ajax, there is nutrition all around us. Over at the Fried Daddy, we find the deep-fried waistband, breaded if you like, just right. Here, I bring some out. I had a dish a moment ago. Here it is. I bring some out. Look at these babies. You can just taste them. Little vinegar, salt, down at the seashore. You can't argue with that. Set those aside for a moment because by the fragrance in the air, I think it is the main course.
just about ready. Let me check. Oh, yeah, someone has brought it out up here for us. Ah, the roast cordovon. Oh, with the peppercorn. All around, the seasonings are very important. You know, and it's surrounded by a delicate medley of sock balls. Little lares, complement the dinner with the crispy, but not overdone, this stir-fried buttons. All of these very good for every part of your body. All of the seasoning. Da-da-da. Put this back, get it a little browner, you know. And just as a compliment, we have the control top French loaf with raisins, caraway seeds, or in this case, varicose veins. A great buffet favorite also. And now turning to something also in the buffet department is the Yogi Berra quiche. There you go, young lady. Who wanted? Oh, they wanted for you. We would all be proud. Here, for you. A real penny pincher. Also, a way to save some money at breakfast times is to turn to the wiffle waffles. A piping hot stack of wiffle waffles. And this is truly a popular breakfast with side order of sausage, bacon, whatever. And also, this is truly a time saver, popular in New York City, in the urban areas, West Coast. The boil and bag yarmulke au juice. Here's a hint for you moms who have a lunchbox to fill every morning. The pocket sandwich. I have two here. Filled to the brim with the drain hair sprouts, the latest tennis health stick from Bjorn, you know, the Emery Borg, and this chewy toxic shock jerky. But dessert is my favorite. How about you? Using our Japanese shutri tongs, the shutri tongs, ceremonial tongs, and on nothing but next to nothing budgets. And on next to a nothing budget, that means turning to laundry room for lint filter crepes. Where are they? We'll bring out the crepes, the lint filter crepes. Well, you must be careful. They are filled with Crayola fillings. And we take the edge. Come closer. I want you to not miss this, because you shouldn't touch this stuff. Yeah, you should only eat it. You take the ends and wrap. Okay, there you have one. And back to, you know where, back home to Lint Ranch. And also for dessert, I have a special treat. Let me get these out of the way. Piece de resistance, that naughty French pastry, the baked attaché. This time with the nipple-layered filling. Oh, you're jumping out already, aren't you? Get back in there. And you, young lady, I know you've been eyeing this all night. I am going to help yourself to a nipple-flavored chunk. You get back in there. They're like road maps. They never go back the way you find them. For you. Who said that? You? Okay, young lady. Pretend it's wrapped all the way around. But you know, it's okay to make gourmet dinner from any ingredients you can find around. But the important thing is to clean up after you are done. This is new Annie doll, makes great cleanup. Cheap too, lasts forever. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Do, 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 do. It's hard to get out, sticky, you know, meat. Kind of punk look when they're wet, huh?
Oh, you don't want to do that. This kind of thing. Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. Oh, we're back. Okay. This is one of our... Very much. We'd like to thank Ajax with a little cooking tip.
Now, what is the music we're listening to, by the way?
Oh, the music in this particular piece was composed by my brother.
Now we have a very exciting kind of fellow. Somebody that one of our writers, J.R. Mitchell, if you're out there, J.R., and you're seeing this, please don't walk off the show. He said he would quit if he saw Brusic on one more time. But here he is, Larry Brusic, our special guest.
Thanks, folks.
Larry and I, of course, were in college together. And Larry, I understand you've got a band together now called the Tomcats.
It's true. It's true. It's a South County rock and roll band.
Rock and roll experience. You're not originally from South County, though. You're from out of state, right?
I'm personally from New Jersey. I live close to Paramus.
Close to Paramus, New Jersey. Anybody out there at home in Johnston-Cranston area who's ever been to Paramus, New Jersey, you can applaud now, okay? I think that's enough. Well, Larry, how's it going with the band? I understand you guys haven't been doing too well, jobs-wise, money-wise.
Well, we play a lot at Lad School. We're kind of the house band there. And it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot better than honest work.
Well, I know very little about that myself, Larry. And I know the dishonesty of scamming the state for money playing at Lad School, too. Well, that's the thing. I had played for a gang of folks from Lad School myself, and they are great dancers. They love to dance. They're one of the most appreciative audiences, terrific group.
That's true.
And I'm sure you guys are very popular up there. I mean, what do you walk around? You have to give autographs and stuff. Have to wear shades on the...
It's like being in 16 magazine. You know? It's a lot of fun. It really is. I remember seeing you years back in the Motels.
Fabulous Motels band,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we go back to a lot of strange audiences across the years.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, remember, you were one of the strange guys in the audience. It's kind of, well, Larry, I've had about enough of talking to you on this level. Let's get to something more vital. I understand you are going to pull a Lloyd Thaxton, as I was doing in my nightclub act recently. You're going to lip sync a song for us, right?
I'll try to pull it off.
Yeah. All right. that's what she said. Sorry, folks. Nightclub act just coming back to me all of a sudden.
Oh, it's like the old Clay Cole and the Dick Clark routines, and it certainly saves a lot on technical expenses, and it could be a lot of fun too. Who knows?
Okay, now Larry, the name of this song is what?
Well, this is a tune that the Tomcats do in South County. It's something that my dad told me about. It's a little thing that we call you grow up, you get old, and you die.
Well, there it is. Sounds like a pretty interesting number to me. You get up, you grow old, and you die. Let's hear it. Larry Brusic, right over here. Unhook yourself there, Larry. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Larry Brusic with a live lip sync of You Get Up, You Grow Old, You Die.
I can hear my
die. You grow up, you get old, and you die. You grow up, you get old, and you die. You grow up, you get old, and you die. And now I look around and see my aunties getting on. You get old and you die. You grow up, you get old and you die. You grow up, you get old and you die. You grow up, you get old and you die. You grow up, you get old and you die.
Ladies and gentlemen, the genius of Larry Brusic and the Tomcats. You get up, you grow old, and you die. All right, Larry, you better shut up. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Larry Brusic, ladies and gentlemen. What a guy, Larry Brusic. A beautiful human being, but not on this planet. Oh, well, I thought just the same. You know what I mean? Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. You're beautiful, yeah. Thank you very much. A wonderful time here this evening, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. You're beautiful. But not